Welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here because today we're unpacking a topic that is fundamentally reshaping how businesses build their digital empires. We are demystifying multi-cloud architecture. It's complex, it's incredibly powerful, and today, well, we're going to break the whole shebang down. Let's dive right in. I want you to picture something that is literally universally relatable. It's Friday night, you're starving, and you are mapping out your perfect dinner. But you don't just want an average meal. You specifically want a pizza from Pizza Hut. You are absolutely craving those incredible garlic breads from Domino's. And for dessert, you gotta have a chocolate lava cake from that amazing third-party American bakery downtown. So my question to you is, why order everything from just one restaurant? Why settle for a mediocre combo meal from one place when you have the total freedom to cherry-pick the absolute best items from three completely different places? Now, take that perfectly customized dinner order and apply that exact same logic to a business architecture. Just like picking the best dishes based on what a restaurant is famous for, a business might look at the tech landscape and say, hey, Amazon Web Services, AWS, has the absolute best, most optimized web hosting for our specific needs. But for handling their day-to-day data, they might prefer Microsoft Azure or maybe Google. And for storing their older, redundant, archival data, they might recognize that IBM Cloud actually handles that the best. You're basically picking the absolute best provider for each specific task. So, formally speaking, multi-cloud is exactly what it sounds like. It's using multiple cloud providers together within a single environment to meet distinct business needs. The absolutely crucial point here is that the core concept is breaking free from depending on just one single cloud provider. You're no longer tethered to one ecosystem. Instead, you're creating a tailored, optimized environment that leverages the strengths of multiple tech giants, all at the same time. Now, the very first massive benefit to this approach is escaping something the industry calls vendor lock-in. You know that feeling when you're trapped in a restrictive phone contract? That's basically vendor lock-in. It's a situation where you, as a customer, become entirely dependent on a single cloud vendor, like Amazon, for instance, for a set period of time, maybe a year, maybe two. And during that time, you are locked in tight. You cannot parallelly use other platforms. If a rival company drops a revolutionary new data tool, well, too bad. You're stuck waiting out your contract. A multi-cloud approach completely shatters this limitation, giving you the agility to use multiple providers right alongside each other. But beyond just flexibility, this strategy builds an incredible defense mechanism for your business. We're talking true resilience and redundancy. Imagine you have all your services tied up with one provider, and they experience a massive server outage. Your entire business goes dark. Poof. But with multi-cloud, let's say your IBM Cloud, where you've stored all your archival data, goes down for some reason. Well, your AWS web hosting remains completely unaffected. Your website is still up, your customers are still happily browsing, and your primary applications just keep running, even though one specific backend service is temporarily paused. That is the true power of resilience. And naturally, having this incredible level of choice leads us directly to everyone's favorite topic: cost effectiveness and optimization. Think back to our food analogy for a second. If you know you don't actually like a specific restaurant's garlic bread, you don't waste your money ordering it, right? In the cloud computing world, picking the best specific service from each provider not only guarantees you the absolute best performance for that task, but it opens the door to massive cost optimization. You are only paying for the precise services that deliver the absolute best value and performance for your specific business model. Okay, so it sounds absolutely fantastic to have all these different services running optimally. But this definitely raises a glaring, highly practical question. How do these entirely separate clouds actually talk to each other? How do different kitchens, like AWS, Google, and IBM, coordinate and share data securely when they are literally entirely different platforms? To make this crazy architecture actually work, engineers rely on two highly technical methods of cloud communication. First up, we have synchronous communication. This relies heavily on HTTP REST APIs. Think of this like a direct phone call. An API endpoint sends an immediate HTTP request message, and the system waits right there on the line for an immediate response. It's a direct, real-time back and forth. But then we have asynchronous communication, which uses queue-based messaging. Services like Apache Kafka are prime examples here. Think of this more like a highly organized sorting facility. A request is sent into a queue, specifying exactly where it needs to go. The receiving cloud processes it when it's actually ready, and then drops the response back into the queue for the original cloud to pick up later. It's a slightly delayed, highly structured method that handles massive data traffic brilliantly. Now, hearing all this, it sounds like a breeze, right? Well, actually, scratch that. As an objective guide to this material, I've got to tell you that while picking the best services and connecting them via APIs or queues sounds straightforward on paper, this architecture is definitely not a magic bullet. There's a very real flip side to this strategy that we have to look at. Because you see, underneath all that amazing flexibility lies a massive management headache. First and foremost, there is no magic button. There's no single unified dashboard. You can't just log into one neat little window and seamlessly view your AWS hosting, your Google data, and your IBM archives all together. You have to integrate them yourself. And because of this, it requires extremely high-level IT expertise to make these platforms communicate smoothly. This creates severe management complexity across the providers. Just keeping all these separate environments synchronized is a major operational challenge. And with that complexity comes our next absolutely crucial point: security risks. When you operate a multi-cloud architecture, your data is geographically scattered. You are dealing with entirely different providers, located in completely different availability zones, using completely separate physical data centers. When your sensitive data is constantly traveling back and forth across these vast geographic distances and between different proprietary cloud environments, the communication security risk inherently skyrockets. There is simply a much larger attack surface that your IT team has to constantly monitor and protect. So that brings us to a critical crossroads. What if multi-cloud is simply too complex for your business? What if the communication nightmares and the need for specialized, expensive IT expertise completely outweigh the benefits of avoiding vendor lock-in? For businesses that still want a mix of security and flexibility, but really want to avoid that massive management overhead, is there another way? Thankfully, yes, there is a primary alternative, and it's called the hybrid cloud. Let's compare them. While a multi-cloud setup patches together various public clouds from different providers, a hybrid setup relies on a single provider. Let's use Google as an example. But the environment is strategically split. In this setup, you use your single provider to bridge two worlds. You keep your highly sensitive internal data locked down tight in a secure private cloud. And then you run your outward-facing web hosting on the public cloud. You get the strict security of private storage and the expansive reach of public hosting, all while only having to integrate and manage a single trusted provider's ecosystem. So it really comes down to truly understanding what your specific organization can handle and what it genuinely needs. Which brings us to our final thought for today's explainer. Are you ready to manage the ultimate custom menu, cherry-picking every single service from different providers for maximum optimization, even if it means managing a much more chaotic, complex kitchen? Or do you prefer a single trusted chef through a hybrid cloud approach? The digital landscape offers absolutely incredible choices today, but the architectural foundation you build right now will ultimately define your business's future scalability and security. I really hope this explainer helped illuminate these complex strategies for you. Keep exploring, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.